Not so much redesigning yourself as being redesigned by your consent. Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot, and welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. If you're not, press the button while you're here. Now, this is a general reading for whatever sign is in the title. It's a bulk introduction, as I always do for my new moon readings, so that you can fast forward past my waffle on the second and third ones that you watch, because I advise that you watch, obviously, your sun sign, but your rising sign and your moon sign. If you don't know what those are, there is a link in the description down below to get yourself a free birth chart. There's also a link to the Facebook page for this channel, where you can contact me directly if you're interested in a personal reading. So this is the new moon in Taurus for April. It's a special and a magical new moon. But let's just do the basic business first. It's a general reading. So general reading rules apply. If another person appears in this reading, roles can get reversed. I can be talking about you and mean them, or be talking about them and mean you. Although my readings are normally quite personal, so that doesn't very often come into play. This reading either is for you or it isn't. I'm using a Celtic cross, so there is a past and a present in the spread. If the past and the present don't fit, don't try and make it fit. If this reading's obviously not for you, have a look at your rising sign, have a look at your moon sign, have a look at some of the other wonderful new moon readers that are out there. And I would suggest that you ask a question prior to the reading. You don't have to, it's a general new moon reading, and I'll get into the new moon in a second. But if you want, ask a question prior to the reading. Take a moment to think about all of the questions that are around you. Focus on one of them, because that puts energy into the reading, which hopefully I will then give back to you in the form of the reading. That's how it's supposed to work anyway. Now, timing is not absolute, especially not with this one. Now, this could be a longer term reading. This is a very special new moon. It is new moon in Taurus, so it's very earthy, it's very practical. It's also very magical because it is conjunct Uranus. Uranus, the planet of the unexpected and the crazy. Now, intentions with it being conjunct Uranus, it implies a far larger cycle than just the general 6-month cycle from new moon to full moon in the same sign, or the 1 month cycle from new moon to new moon. And as we build up towards that new moon, you may find that you are coming up with new beliefs. Now, this is a time to make an intention based on those new beliefs. Now, that intention will not necessarily mature in the short term at all. But in the longer term, that intention is something that can direct events for years. However, it is a wonderful, magical new moon, but it's not going to feel that way. The sun is square Saturn, which means everything feels squeezed, trapped, there's stress and there's worry, everything feels unstable. And the fact that Uranus is there does help give that feeling of instability. But by this point, you should be isolating some new beliefs that you have acquired along the journey here. And it's time now to, not even to act on them, to intend about them. To say, not I'm going to do this tomorrow, but because I now believe this, I'm going to do this. Within the next month, within the next year, this is the general direction my life is going, whatever. It's a longer term intention with this moon. So I think I've covered up all the business there. So, as I say, there'll be a timestamp down below. Let me bring up the cards. Well, Pisces, by the look of it, your reading is quite deep, but then that's no surprise. Who am I talking to? I'm going to have to take these all in a very, very careful order. So, we have, in the Oracle cards, don't let pride get in your way and show the world the real you from the Moonology deck. Dark Moon, the void from Queen of the Moon Oracle, and Art, the null or the emptiness in the centre of the tree of life. We have making a difference from the Gateway Oracle cards. The God force that is working against you, or the archontic God force, I should say, is feelings. Feelings coming up and taking over and erupting and harming your decision-making process. And remember, feelings and emotions are not always quite the same thing. And the God force that is supporting you is Medusa, to which I'm drawn. Here she represents the feminine aspect, the receptive aspect. But I'm really drawn to the idea of the snakes within her hair. The snakes representing wisdom, representing the wisdom of the Kundalini and being centered around her head, the crown chakra. Whether that's a fair... That's what I'm getting right now. Whether that's a fair interpretation of the symbolism, I don't know. I mean, when all said and done on this card, I don't see very... Oh, no, I maybe see the snakes, but they look more like rollers. But anyway, I'm going to stick with snakes and not rollers. Now, there's numerous messages here. That which opposes you is a dream that you have walked away from, but a dream that you have achieved a victory in. So I'm wondering, really, it's the act of walking away that might be the bit that's opposing you, because you have some wonderful forward motion at the moment. We have the Knight of Wands indicating that surging ahead, surging forward, making progress, clarified by the Sun, the happy, happy, joy, joy card. Even in the Thoth deck, it's a happy, happy, joy, joy card. You know, and the Thoth deck can be a bit miserable at times. It certainly can be a bit harsh and cutting. Now, you are well aware that you are going through a transformation at the moment. You are going through a rebirth. You are not so much redesigning yourself as being redesigned by your consent. You have started the process. You don't necessarily know where that is going to end up. But feelings, stubbornness about, because that's one thing this dark moon can indicate, is stubbornness if you are resisting something. Both the dark moon and Art, which really does sound like a character off of the final Earth, the Final Conflict. But both the dark moon and Art indicate a time of rest and recuperation and listening with the feminine receptive aspect here. But you are in motion, you are in transformation. So that is indicating to me, allow that transformation to happen. It is happening with your highest intentions. Yes, it's going down certain specific traditional channels. That's okay. Certain things are traditions because they work and they have been seen to work for thousands and thousands of years. The transformation that you are going through, if it's a tradition that you don't approve of, it's not going to be echoed in the power of this card. You know, because here we have the Hierophant being led by the light of the High Priestess, who stands in miniature form in front of him. Spirit is bringing through wonderful new dreams, wonderful clarity and insight, and the wisdom to know what is a perfect dream and what is totally fanciful and ridiculous. And I do want to say that there is an element of you walking away from a dream recently, or at the moment, that maybe is fanciful and ridiculous. Even if there's other elements of that dream that are fanciful and ridiculous, the walking away was no better. But it is creating a transformation in you anyway. So you just need to make sure that if you are called back to this dream, it's for the right reasons. Don't let pride get in the way. You were in this dream to start off with because it did something for you. It pronounced something for you. You felt like you were able to make a difference. You were showing the world the real you, and that's what you're being called to do once again. You may have walked away once, but you are coming back. But you are coming back in a way that is moving forward, that is progressing, that is advancing, that is taking you to new shores with a wonderful passion and power and forward motion. But you are being called to rest. So it's literally like you're in a roller coaster. What can you do? You hold on to the harness thing, and that's it. That's all you can do. You maybe scream your head off while you're going wee, 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 wee. But you can't move. The journey moves for you. But you are personally stationary. And that's what you are being called to be right now. Personally stationary, but not through stubbornness. Not through, I'm not doing that. You know you've got plenty of options at the moment, but if you look within, you know what the right option is for you. And you are being called to look within, even from other people. There is a wonderful unity coming in from somebody around you or people around you. We've got the Two of Cups in the how other people are influencing you position. Clarified by the Hermit. If you don't see what your worth is, and if you don't see what your inner light is, someone else is going to come along and damn well tell you. And I would suggest that you listen to them. And don't be stubborn, blah, 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 see previous instruction. So let's have a look at we've seen what Spirit is bringing you in and what you've got to work with. Now, you've come so far working on your own. It's time for some victory, or more to the point, some success. This Six of Discs is a success card rather than a victory card. So it's not like you're going to the world, da-da, look at what I've achieved. It's just, you've achieved it. And you know that you've achieved it. And it's giving you the wisdom of knowing how to move forward, which is what this King of Swords is telling me. Because also you can say there's a couple here. Spirit is bringing in the Queen of Swords, and you are maturing into the King of Swords. So maybe this is indicating some love coming along, but that's only going to be for a few of you, because, hey, it's Pisces, speaking as a Pisces. But even the Three of Cups here, the Goetic spirit who can assist you for power, the Three of Cups indicate, does that say 8? Huh. It's the Eight of Cups. That so looked like a 3. That's actually the Eight of Cups. So, yes, be careful about what dreams you are walking away from. The power is still emphasizing this message because can make storms and rough seas. Now, anything a Goetic spirit can do, they can do the exact opposite. So if you can make storms and rough seas, you can silence storms and calm the sea. And I feel that maybe with these strong feelings that are going around, that pride has come in, stubbornness might have come in, that just allow that sea to calm a little and let the power work his magic while you rest and recuperate and transform while being carried along by the momentum of whatever is going on. Now, the other reason that I'm saying all this about the stubbornness and the feelings, despite the fact that there's 1, 2, 3, at least, cards that are talking about this point, we have, as the angel energy presiding over all of this, the angel of forgiveness. I choose to forgive all those who have hurt me in the past. So there's an element of letting things go, which I think Dart mentions as well. I looked him up in the book beforehand, just before I started filming this, because the Angelarian book's great and it says things so better than I can. So I might read him out in a moment. But there is this element of letting go, of shedding baggage. which is what the Hermit card is telling me as well. And if it's taking somebody else to show you your worth, then let them and shed that baggage. Because it's almost like you are worried, oh, is this new dream, is it going to bring the results that I am wanting? No, it's going to keep changing. This is what the Page of Swords is telling me. You're going to make progress. It's going to be fast-ish progress. But look, he's carrying 2 daggers upon his upon that cushion there. You are bringing a unity together. He does indicate that there is news coming for you, which will strike your intuition and will tell you to follow it. Now, you can only follow that intuition if you're listening to your intuition and you're listening to the news, being receptive and using that own inner wisdom, that Kundalini force that I'm picking up from Medusa, that can recognize where it wants to move to next. Because you've come so far, why stop now? Because let's face it, Pisces, there are times that you can throw the baby out with the bathwater. I may have said this before. And I don't think you've thrown the baby out with the bathwater, but just because you've walked away from one dream doesn't mean there aren't a few other similar dreams that are still really useful for you. But if it is pride and a wounded ego stopping you returning from a dream that you're really good at, then dump the pride, forgive, move back to where it is, because you're not moving backwards. You are growing, you are transforming, you are evolving. Now, let's have a look at Dart. This emanation is a conduit. It radiates no light for itself, holds no shape, and touches nothing. It is perfect and invisible. A space through which nothing and everything passes, indicating its receptive nature. In its arms, all 10 of the emanations of the Tree of Life, you know, the Sephiroth, dance, each of them shining a great light through the void. You are being called to shine a great light. You are shining a great light at the minute. You have the Sun card that you are shining brightly right now, and you have the Hermit card from someone else recognizing that and encouraging you to do that. And even look at the design of this success card. It's almost like a side-on view from a star tetrahedron. It is the 6 discs forming to create a beautiful light. You haven't got the star card anywhere, which has been a regular occurrence in these readings, but with all of this stuff, you don't really need it, do you? Right, where was I? This emanation has no number, no colour, and no connection to the other emanations. In that it is unique. Now, it's that uniqueness I want to focus on as well, because you are being a channel here, but you are also being a channel for your own higher self, as seen by the being looked after by the angel here in the Judgment card. Its solitary nature sets it apart from the other emanations in such a significant way that the art is sometimes considered not to exist at all. To give a name to the emptiness at the centre of the tree is vital, and so too is to understand the significance of that emptiness. This dream that you've walked away from, the meaning of it was taken away from you so that you can rebuild it for yourself the way that you want it to be, the way that the divine wants it to be. Remember, this is being presided over by an angel. Now, the void moon, your time to rest and reset is here. Release all that does not serve you. Stop resisting. The void is a time of possibility, not just darkness, blah, 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 blah. It is a place of unknowable secrets, a state of everything and nothing. So again, it's echoing that you are alive with quantum possibility at the moment. There is so much that you can allow to come into being if you step back and allow it. You let the journey carry on for you, but you rest while in motion. And I think that's what I'm going to call the reading, rest while in motion. And this final bit, just what I was talking about, all the stubbornness. If you find yourself resisting the dark moon, it's usually a clear sign that you are being stubborn about letting go of something that is old and not serving you in a positive way any longer. And this is typified by, it's water nymphs here. So again, it's emotion, and bear in mind, Pisces, you know, you are the water sign. A water sign, but the water sign as far as I'm concerned, being a Pisces. Well, being Pisces Sun, Cancer rising, so maybe I'm being a little bit elitist there. But this is in the position of the archontic forces, those that are trying to suppress you. Your feelings are getting in your way. It's your intuitions and your sensations, and to a point, your actual deeper emotions. Feelings are reactions to emotions. They are not the emotions themselves. Right, so in letting go of something that is old and not serving you in any positive way any longer, often that is a fear or pattern that was created to protect you in some way. However, now it is outdated, yet you are still carrying it out or acting it out. So forgive yourself, and forgive whoever it is that created this action within you in the first place. It was fine at the time, but you don't need to be carrying that baggage. It doesn't matter. The forgiveness ain't for them, it's for you. Know that this moon is powerful, but also incredibly gentle in the ways it helps you unravel what actually is, so that you can embrace the fresh start of tomorrow. And like I said, quantum possibility in both of those. Everything and nothing. You're not being being given a glimpse into what this transformation is, but you are aware this transformation is happening and it is moving forward, and it's going to be more insightful and more cutting in the world than what you would expect it to be. Page of Swords here, King of Swords here, but also this new you is the child of a divine coupling of you working with spirit. Queen of Swords, King of Swords, the divine coupling, final outcome card, Page of Swords. Now, where do you think the Page of Swords came from? You know, ever so often, when a King of Swords and a Queen of Swords meet, so this is a divinely guided process that you have to surrender to. Just don't be stubborn. If something needs to come back, let it. If something needs to fall away, let it. It's okay. Okay, so if this means anything to you, Pisces, comment down below. I've probably given you the like, share, subscribe speech already. Now, your next readings, I've no idea what they're going to be because I haven't planned that far ahead. So I'm going to crack on with editing all of these now, because obviously you're the last one of the zodiac for the new moon readings. But join the Facebook group. You can see whatever I post next, or the notifications bell down there. But if you join the Facebook group, you also get to see the astrology videos that I watch. I tend to post those along. Other readers that I'm particularly enamoured of, I will post their videos there as well. And you can message me directly through that, or via Twitter, I've suddenly realised, because I've had a handle on at Twitter as @Sunchild for only, like, I don't know, 2004, you know, so maybe I should use it so you can contact me. So you can contact me through there, or Sunchild Adventures on Tumblr. But in the meantime, Pisces, relax while in motion. Cheers.